Welcome, friends. It is Unlocked, the world's #1 Xbox show, episode 298 for May 31st, 2017. Sneaking in one more episode before we hit June, which will, of course, mean E3.
That's right.
I'm not quite going to be talking E3 yet, but a few interesting stories to cover this week, including Square Enix commenting on whether or not they plan to continue Hitman without IO Interactive, the developer that they sort of parted ways with last week. Take-Two with a very interesting acquisition that you will probably not expect, as well as our reaction now that the embargo is up to Far Cry 5 and what we think of that big new AAA game out of Ubisoft. Quick reminder, if you are not already subscribing to this show, either video or audio format, we encourage you to do so. It's the easiest way to get it. Then you don't have to manually go get it. It just gets automatically drip-fed right into your veins. YouTube.com/IGN Unlocked, or on any major podcast service, iTunes, Google Play Music, etc. Keep those subs and likes coming. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, joined by Destin Legary.
Hey,
Mark Medina, good to see you, my friend.
Really dumpster diving for hosts again this week, Ryan McCaffrey.
No!
That's why I'm here.
No!
Good to have you, Mark.
Alana
It's great to be here.
Alana is hung up in the eternal void that we all hate, which is waiting for the internet guy.
Sweet.
Well, we'll be there in between sunup and sundown.
Yeah.
So
Just take the day off work if you ever need it.
we don't have a life or anything
Yeah.
or a job. Just go ahead and sit
They
there.
can't
and
even
wait.
give you like a half an hour window.
I mean,
Like
we,
10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
we have GPS. Like, how hard can this be?
You're at the In and Out. What does this guy do?
Yeah, what? No lunch for you. Poor Alana. So she will be back next week, and then Marty
Is off the show forever.
It-
Sad story. Just kidding, Mark.
We warned him to finish all 3 Mass Effect games. We didn't even make him do it. He volunteered, couldn't get it done. He got a third of the way there.
Yep.
What a loser. At least he picked the good Mass Effect.
That's true.
He did pick the good one. Mass Effect 1,
Yeah.
the first one.
Mark hasn't played
Mark's
it.
like-
I've only played 1/4 of the Mass Effect games, and I played what people consider to be the not great one.
But see, and Mark was smart enough not to threaten to ban himself from any shows if he didn't complete them all.
If you
Good job,
set
Mark.
a low bar for yourself, you cross it every time.
That's the thing. That's the key to a good career. Is just
You set the bar
keep
here and you just
expectations
step right
low
over it.
so that you can easily exceed
Every time
them.
they need me to like cut a video, I'm like, give me 3 days. And when I finish in one, they're like,
Oh my
"Wow."
God, you're amazing.
Yeah.
You're so fast.
I'm so fast.
We need to hire more Marks or
That's
just
right.
pay Mark more money.
Got everyone fooled.
Yes. That's I like you.
I trained him well.
Anyway, so next week we are going to be doing our E3 predictions. I think last week I might have said it was going to be this week. It's going to be next week. We'll see what's leaked by then.
Everything.
I guess
Anything left to predict?
well, we could start with the leak I didn't write down somehow, which was the alleged Assassin's Creed leak.
Oh, the screenshot.
The T-shirt that showed up.
An Assassin's Creed leaked, Ryan?
I know,
am
right?
shocked and surprised.
That never happens. So it's the logo, allegedly the name, or Assassin's Creed Origins, and the name of the hero is like Bayek or something. So the Egypt stuff looking, I mean, that had already leaked, so it's just adding more fuel to the fire.
And there's like a screenshot of like an assassin on like a boat or whatever, right?
Yeah, was that real or was that? No,
Who knows?
nobody
the one I
knows.
saw.
Who knows?
But-
Probably though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, are you guys? I mean, if let's assume the Egypt thing is correct, because it usually every year, as you noted, Destin, that every year
Every
leaks.
Assassin's Creed game except 2 is leaked.
Except for 2.
Yeah, except for 2. How do we feel about Egypt? Would that be?
Egypt's a dope setting. That'd be really, really cool.
That's one way to phrase it.
Just Mark
speaking
says
just
stuff
like the
dope all the
pharaohs.
time.
Dope. What excites me more about it is the name Origins, because Assassin's Creed's story is so just like, what is it even anymore? So the fact that because they've taken a few years off, I feel like this is kind of rebooting the franchise, going back to their origins, kind of getting away from Desmond. And even though Desmond hasn't been around since 3, like that storyline's still there, even through Syndicate. So it's like kind of taking a step back and calling it Origins has kind of got me excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think the year off has been. I think that a year off is good for I think literally every franchise. I can't think of a franchise that, as a player, of course, I'm not a. If I'm the CEO of Ubisoft or the CEO of EA or something,
that yearly game.
No, we can't take years off. But from the gamer's perspective, it's always a good. I mean, even if Madden took a year off, I'd be excited about it because I would love to see what those experts down in Tiburon could do with a 2-year development cycle instead of a 1-year development cycle. So I think it's good.
Call of Duty gets 3 years, but like, could you imagine if they were like, hey, after World War II, 2020 is the next Call of Duty? You'd be like, what? Why do they need this extra time? This is going to be awesome. You know, like,
I agree.
You have
completely.
to assume that.
So
with Assassin's Creed, my only concern is like brand fatigue, because we did see reduced sales on, what was it, Syndicate was the last one.
Yeah.
Pretty highly critically acclaimed, but just the sales aren't there. And I'm like, are people just kind of tired of the Assassin's Creed franchise, or did that one not resonate well? I'm not really sure what happened there, because people liked it who played it.
I think it's exactly what you said. It's it's a good
Sales,
game that and people were just
didn't the CEO like famously
Creed.
say like, as long as people buy it, we will keep selling it, and then the second people stop buying it, he's like, okay, we'll take a break then.
That's business 101 right there. I mean,
so this is going to be a really important year for AC.
Yeah, sure seems like it.
If the leak is to be believed.
I mean, I would love to scale a pyramid and just hop around, the Nile River and all. I mean, the idea of what that area could look like, that game world could look like, is awesome. That could be some really like, you could even mix in some Tomb Raider kind of stuff if you were to go in the pyramid and have some like cool puzzle.
They explored that
Tomb Raider
like
puzzle
2.
kind of
Remember
stuff.
2 had the like tombs that they were just basically like climbing puzzles where there was no combat, nothing. It's just getting from here to here, and like you'd get to a checkpoint, you'd like knock a ladder down. Like, I love stuff like that. I'd love to get through more of those.
I'd go like climb on top of a building and just enjoy the view, because it took place in Italy, and Italy's beautiful. So
still on the Italy's my #1 bucket list place.
Really?
I've never been. Have you either of you guys ever been to Italy?
I went to Rome.
Fun fact.
That's right,
year.
you did.
Gamescom, I took a day, flew to Rome, and it was
your
like
pictures
my
were
#1
great.
place. It was my #1 place I ever wanted to go.
Did it live up?
It was awesome.
I've never flown on an airplane.
Wait.
Big year for you, Mark.
It's going to be a big year.
Are you serious?
Yeah. My first flight is going to be a 45-minute flight to E3 in 2 weeks.
Really? Are you from here? From the Bay Area?
I grew up in Central California, so like Fresno. And
where they don't have airports.
Where they don't have airports, except for, one of the biggest ones in California. And then we moved. So then I moved here for IGN. I just never really, all my family lived in Central California, so I never really had any reason to fly anywhere, I guess. And then even last year, E3, me and like James Duggan, we just drove down. So then this year, he's like, I'm flying. I'm like, all right, I'll fly too.
Nice.
And so I had to have
Duggan can hold you with those big arms, big man arms of his.
When I start crying, I had to have somebody else book my flight, and then we're all going there at the same time because I have no idea what to do at an airport. Like, I have no idea where to go, nothing. So I'm going with several other IGN people so they can walk me through.
I already told them to individually wrap all of his clothing because they need to inspect each.
And pack a gun. They love that at the airport.
Guns and knives.
Guns and knives.
You have to bring one of
Explosives.
each. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it was James.
They love it at the
He's like, we need
airport.
to go to like hit the cafeteria and be like, man, these chili cheese fries they're bomb. They're really bomb. Like, probably shouldn't do that. So yeah,
Don't say that word. Don't say that word anywhere.
So the actual like the Virgin America in the safety video, like
I've heard,
you might actually laugh.
Yeah.
Because it'll be your first time ever seeing.
And that's who I'm flying, is Virgin America.
There you go.
So I could hear the song. I've heard the rumors. Now I'm gonna live the
Are you
legend.
gonna you think you're gonna get airsick or
I have no idea.
no idea?
He's
James
gonna vomit all over the place.
Well, I'm sitting right next to James Duggan, so he'll catch it all.
He'll be like, it's all right, buddy. Just puke in here.
Sorry, James.
I'm excited for
Sorry,
you.
buddy.
So, wait, have you ever been to LA?
Yeah,
Like,
I
driven
went to
down?
E3 last year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it won't be like total stranger in a strange land.
No.
Just a plane.
I've never left my house since I started working at IGN. Yeah, just never flown anywhere, so it's gonna be fun.
You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
A little scary taking off and landing, but once you've done it a lot, you really get used to it.
We mentioned James Duggan, his big arms. He'll hold me.
That's true. He is
He'll keep me safe.
he's a hulking man,
Yeah.
James Duggan.
I think he lifts.
I think so.
Maybe.
Bro, does he even lift? Yes, is the question. Is the answer to the question. All right, let's move on to video games because that's what people care. People are like, "What was that 10-minute set?" That shocked me.
Just break
I
that
could
out.
not-
Just that's its
That's our
own
breakout.
thing. It's just
Surprise
Mark.
Yeah, I
flying
couldn't fathom like the idea that you live in America and haven't flown in
and
your
work
life.
in the video game industry.
Yeah, that's just shocking to me. That.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for your first for that.
I'll be back on the show
It's-
after
wait.
E3. I'll let everyone know how it went.
It was terrifying.
It's so fitting that you're flying Virgin and
Why?
you've never been on a plane before.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, video games. Square
I've heard of them.
Enix saying that they may continue Hitman despite parting ways with developer IO Interactive. Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda addressed the franchise's potential future, saying, quote, "Because the firm," meaning Square Enix, "is engaged in the development of Hitman and other renowned titles, we are negotiating with prospective external investors capable of ensuring that these titles carry on."
Okay.
The question I have is why, though?
Yep.
Money?
Why? Well, I mean, it's always money.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I want to get into is, do they think they can find someone to do Hitman either better or cheaper? Like, IO is not a huge studio.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the cost of living situation, I believe they're in Copenhagen, I think,
I don't know.
if memory serves. I don't know what the sort of costs of living are there, but I doubt they're the same as, say, Ubisoft has a studio a stone's throw right there in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'll bet they're making South Park there.
Yeah.
So I have
Like
to
a
imagine
marketing studio.
that
Do they do any dev there?
what, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, South Park is being developed.
Oh, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, no, there is a dev team there.
Going there today. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like that's just like
I was,
lunch
I was
break.
just at
be waiting
Ubisoft, and it was there's like so many doors where like I wasn't even allowed to like look in one of the directions, and she's like, "We're coming into here," and I'm like, "Okay."
So yeah, like you've parted ways with IO Interactive. This not a huge, maybe they're medium sized. I don't know how many people IO was. They had some layoffs, unfortunately, in the wake of directly as a result of this. But so I just don't see where Square's going to go with this to yield a either better product or more profitable product.
Well, who did the Go line?
That's
Montreal?
Square Enix Montreal. I was confused. There's an IDOS Montreal that makes Deus Ex, or has been making Deus Ex, and there's a Square Enix Montreal
That
which
they
is
do all the Go
Go
games,
games.
right?
Yeah.
People like what they did with the Hitman game, the most recent one. They seem to enjoy
Yeah,
it.
the episodic reboot turned
Which
out
is weird because that was at first that was like seen as the game was supposed to be a game, and then they're like, oh, by the way, it's going to be episodic now.
Yeah.
And that was like a ton of red flags. And then
But it
ended up
turned
being
out
like
great.
really good.
It turned out really,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
well to the developers, to IO's credit. It turned out well. So, because when you think back, you're starting to get to this, Destin. They already tried. It's like if you want to change it up, they just sort of did they went back to the roots.
Yeah.
With this episodic thing where it's just about the sandbox.
It was well received.
Well received. They'd done that as a pivot because they tried actioning it up. Remember Hitman Absolution,
Yes.
which was regarded as fine, but it didn't. I think it sold not super great. So like I just
Hitman's
don't
had
get.
trouble like selling well, except for Go.
Well, we don't know how Hitman. We don't really get sales charts or.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We don't have a great idea. I mean, we know Hitman Go is awesome.
People love it.
Like it's a great game. It's one of the very few mobile games that I even bother with because
I finished it.
Yeah, it's
Like all the DLC and everything. I loved it.
and they did so much DLC,
Yeah.
free DLC for
Yeah.
it too, which was so great. Yeah, if you haven't played Hitman Go, I think it's on every mobile platform now.
And PlayStation now and stuff.
Yeah,
And,
PS4 as well.
I think it might be on Xbox.
I don't think
I
it.
don't know.
Not sure if it ever made it to Xbox.
But I think it's on Windows.
Is it?
think.
Okay.
Oh no,
In
it
any
definitely is on Windows. I
good.
played Lara Croft Go on Steam, and then I was like, this sounds like it'd be fun to have on the go. And for
It
some
is,
reason,
yeah.
I didn't play it on my phone. I
On the
played it
go.
on a Vita. And
Yeah.
if anybody knows, the Lara Croft Go was like terrible on Vita. Like it had like over minute long load times and stuff.
Oh, that's
and so I was
not
like,
weird.
I don't like this at all. And then never went back to it.
Yeah,
and
play it
I
on a
need to.
tablet. Tablet's the way to go for
Or
the
your
Go
phone.
games.
Yeah.
you get the bigger screen.
I have a large phone, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm driving at.
But I don't. It's very weird because it's like the episodic thing. It made it where way more people played it. I feel like because instead of just one release, one and done, it's kind of like the game released 5 times because then it's like, oh, episode 3's out. Oh, well, I never played the first 2. Now is a good time to go back. Where if the game had just released, I don't know when the game came out, November of last year, the first one.
I think you're right. November or December, I believe it was the tail end of last year.
I feel like if there's, let's say, a lull at the beginning of February or whatever, people aren't going to remember, oh, yeah, I should go back and play Hitman. But if Hitman Episode 3 comes out in the beginning of February, then you're like, oh, I should go back and play the other 2.
Yeah, you check it out and you like it. Yeah, you can just go right back to those other episodes that they'd released. So, yeah.
I think it was as successful as it could have been. So it's very weird that they're like...
I don't understand Square Enix's mindset here. I mean, I guess we'll wait and see what the future of Hitman is. I'm just having a hard time as somebody who's been playing video games my whole life and covering them professionally for the last 15 years. I don't see what Square Enix's play is on this to keep the IP going.
I don't know where they go with the franchise either. I mean, they've done 2 games that were received well. And
more than 2. You mean recently?
Well, I mean, recently the last 2 products were received pretty well. It's like, are you going to change it up? Like, how do you make it work? If it hasn't worked yet, then what? So
I was saying the other day on Twitter that I'm mad at Square Enix right now because it's like you got this, you have them announcing that Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII Remake are at minimum 3 years off, and I'm just like, it's just a joke at this point.
I mean, you want them to be good. But it's just I think what you're driving at is just don't announce them until they're a lot further along.
Well, and Final Fantasy 15 was good, but it 10 years to make that game.
Yeah, what is it? The Last Guardian all over again?
Announce
that. See you in 10 years or however long that took.
Oh my goodness. So we'll see what happens with Hitman if it does come around again, or if we've seen the last of Agent 47. How about Hitman Go 2?
I'll take that.
That's an easy way to get me.
I just want to play that game again.
Well, so which one's the best Go game? Is it
I think it's Hitman.
Better than Deus Ex and Lara Croft?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it actually I think it goes in order. I think all 3 are very good, but I think Hitman is great.
Wait, wasn't the most recent one Lara
Deus
Croft,
Ex.
right?
No, it went Hitman, then Lara Croft Go, which I thought was very, very good. It starts super easy,
like a map or 2, and I'm just kind of like, it's not for me.
But it just takes longer for the puzzles to get really good, and then the DLC was really good for that too because it was challenging. And then Deus Ex Go, I liked it, I finished it. It just didn't quite grab me the same way.
I think the Hitman, it's almost comical how the aesthetic plays off of the Hitman franchise.
Yeah, the board game thing.
Like, you're killing people, but you're just like little pieces on the board.
Knocking over the...
And I don't know, there's a charm there or something that
totally
works really well for the Go line.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Here's an interesting industry move. Take-Two, which of course, that's the parent company of both Rockstar and 2K Games, they went out and bought themselves an indie game, which is going to be their thing now. They went and bought Kerbal Space Program.
Very popular indie game.
Yeah, which I wonder if this is going to be part of a new strategy, if we're going to start to see more of this from Take-Two, because in a vacuum, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Take-Two is a publisher where whether it's Rockstar makes $250 million budget games that then make billions of dollars. And then even 2K, whether it's NBA 2K, costs a lot of money to make every year, generates a ton of money. Mafia was a huge, big budget production. The point being, 2K is not a company that really makes smaller things. So I wonder if this is going to be the first salvo in a new battle that 2K and Take-Two are going to if we're going to start to see them buy more little studios and try to amass a kind of smaller, more nimble digital strategy where, a game like Kerbal Space Program has a long tail to it. There's people, that game's still getting played a lot it's on Xbox if you do want to check it out. But independent developer, their name is Squad. They will continue working on future updates and this year's forthcoming expansion called Making History. The expansion will add a mission builder and the history pack, which sees players go on Kerbal Space Program versions of historical space missions, which I think is awesome. That's really great.
Cool.
In a statement, Take-Two Senior Vice President, blah, 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 Michael Warros called Kerbal Space Program a, quote, new long-term franchise for Take-Two. And the development team also chimed in on the announcement, assuring fans the acquisition, quote, doesn't change much for the Kerbal Space Program community, adding, Squad and the current development team is still here, and we're hard at work on KSP and its future updates, but now we are fortunate enough to do so with the help of an experienced publisher like Take-Two. Now, I think there'd be no doubt that some diehard Kerbal Space Program fans will be
concerned.
Will be like, oh no, the big publisher is going to ruin it.
It's the same thing that happened with Minecraft, and it was fine.
Everything was fine. That's the thing is, I think there was a time when that may have been more likely.
Yeah.
But I think these days, the big publishers are getting smarter in that they're realizing, oh, if we're going to buy something, let's let it be what it is. Like we can own it and we can nurture it, but don't. I mean, the Minecraft's the perfect example. Like Microsoft bought it, and it's not like the Minecraft went in the toilet or got ruined or like far from it.
Most people probably don't even realize that even happened.
Which is probably what Microsoft wants.
Yeah.
They don't want it to be thought
It's
of.
still on every
necessarily
platform.
Yep.
It's, it is what it is.
PlayStation and Switch.
Including, PlayStation. I think it's just more of a way to, because Kerbal Space Program is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if some sort of pitch was made where it was like, hey, this game's awesome, but we feel like we could do this if we had the backing of a bigger publisher.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what that game is just give you more pieces to build a ship and missions, stuff like that. Like,
if they're going to support more indie developers like this, that's awesome, actually.
That's great. Because that's the thing is,
as long as it's supportive.
right, what I think, maybe a lot of gamers don't think about it this way, but the fact is, the indie developers you love that make the games you love, many of them, they're living project to project, and it's not like it's a tough business because there are so many games. There are more games than ever on any platform you look at, and they're all basically vying for digital market space now.
Yeah.
It's not trying to get on the Best Buy shelf because that's going away more and more. They're all on the Xbox digital storefront. So how do you get noticed? So I say good for these developers who can now have the financial security of knowing, like, hey, we're going to be in a very stable financial situation for a good long term here. Like, good for
I'm wondering if they're looking at, we're talking about like indies, some that just, not that they don't do well or that they're not good games, but they just don't make a lot of money. Not everything is Psyonix, who made their money 60 times back. And it's like, but what has kept that game, Rocket League, relevant is the fact of its smaller DLC chunks.
Yes.
What seems like every 2 weeks, there's something else to do in that game. And it's cheap, and it's right there on their front page. And it's like, here's Dom's Charger from the Fast and Furious. So it's like, I'm wondering with Kerbal Space Program if they're going to go that route where it's like the game is
13.
Yeah, well, that seems to be one of
if they're
part of this
going to
mission
start
pack.
looking at, because honestly, space is kind of more popular than it's ever been. I look around and everyone's wearing NASA shirts now. They're everywhere.
IGN just voted our conference room makeover will be given a spaceship theme. It beat out
and we
a
cover
number of
space
other
stuff, and that stuff does super good.
Yeah.
And people, movies like The Martian and Interstellar, like people care about space now. So hopefully we'll get some good stuff from that.
I hope so. So yeah, I say congrats to Squad and to those guys, and I do hope that Take-Two is smart enough to take good care of them. And just mark my words. I think this seems weird in a vacuum. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more announcements in the future from Take-Two of grabbing other little strategic indie developers like this.
Games that have longer tails. Yeah.
Yes. And finally this week, Far Cry 5. We sort of touched on it a bit last week. The embargo wasn't up yet.
Yep.
So now that it's out, I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. There's been a lot of chatter, some around the game, some not around the game itself, but I kind of want to hear from you guys about the game itself. Far Cry's been Far Cry, what an interesting series when you look back on it. It started as, I mean, that game put Crytek on the map back with the original game where it was this crazy, gorgeous island paradise. And then halfway through, it almost became a totally different game. And then Far Cry 2, Ubisoft bought it after the first game.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft takes it over, including development. And then Far Cry 2 is this super out there like game about malaria and brush fires and all kinds of stuff. And then 3 is where it really started to find its voice with Voss and back to the island, but really sort of honed in on the memorable villain. And 4 continued that now, and then there was the offshoot with Primal. Yeah, so just what a fascinating course for a franchise that is now, I think, it's one of the major first-person shooter franchises. And what's cool about it is it's a single-player franchise. You don't think about it as a multiplayer game. So Far Cry 5, fictional Hope County, Montana. It's in the U.S., modern times. What bits they have said about the game, I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this new playground for Far Cry.
I think it's a great location. I think a lot of players, like, it's interesting, the area that you're in. It reminds me of Wisconsin, where I'm from. Right away, I'm like, yep, people driving pickup trucks. Well, you can't fly. Not a lot of people flying planes, but a friend of mine owns a farm, and his dad just flies planes, like doing crop dusting and stuff. So it was really interesting to kind of see that sort of vibe represented in this world. And there's different sort of personalities you can align with in the world, it seems like. Yeah. I was like, this is going to be a playground of destruction.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he said it.
Someone did Eric Hirschberg just get $1 somewhere? So I feel like that's some marketing executive somewhere.
I said it during the Crackdown 3 video, and everybody internally thought it was hilarious.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't get it.
Because it is hilarious.
Why?
Because it's so funny. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
It's a dumb turn of phrase.
But seriously, the game looks really, really fun. I'm totally intrigued. I don't care so much about the villain. I didn't really think about that. I guess he's like running a cult.
Yeah, they're going for the same sort of memorable, like, seems like he's kind of this vague,
Outlast
like,
2.
how is he really the bad guy, or is
he's the bad guy? Spoiler warning. Yeah,
but
like the cops are on the take, and everybody's kind of like in the know. I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever, new bad guy. I don't really care. I want to fly those planes. I want to drive around this area. This like basically farmland. I don't know how else to describe it.
Like very wooded area, just rural country basically.
Yeah.
There was a screenshot of a guy just like fishing at a pond, and like it seems like it's going to be a very sort of the quietness of the land will be contrasted with the
violence,
loud action, that you'll be capable of in the new Far Cry game. For me. My favorite thing about the new Far Cry that I know about so far, dogs. You can have a dog.
That's cool.
In Far Cry 5, the bit I saw at the presentation before the down at E3 Judges Week, there was I didn't get to see a lot of gameplay, just a couple little snippets here and there, and it was mostly just a presentation about the game. But one of the gameplay snippets had you can get a dog. It's this cool like healer. Heeler, not like a mage who.
The dog's a mage?
The dog's game is going to be. Whoa! I love this.
Just carrying a med pack around.
Far Cry's awesome. But yeah, like.
Heal Ryan.
Like a blue healer. But yeah, he can not only attack, the dog can attack your enemies, and then also bring back guns in his mouth off of the corpses. So he'll be like,
who's a good boy?
Who's a good M16 retrieving puppy?
So he's like from Fallout 4 almost. A little bit. You can like tell him to kind of like retrieve stuff.
And I don't know if you can give the dog commands. I don't know that much yet. But
so then he'll like Ellie from The Last of Us or Elizabeth.
I don't know. I mean, he'll be there with you to help you, and he can definitely retrieve guns. I saw that for sure.
Good.
So yeah, I agree. Like just the geography of it, like you were talking about, Destin, seems really interesting.
I think it's interesting just because it's like Far Cry is Far Cry is cool, man. Like it really is. Those are cool games. Even I've been hearing a lot of people talk about like, oh yeah, Far Cry 3 was great and 4 was great, and then Primal was okay. I thought Primal was awesome, so I don't know where a lot of that's coming from, but I'm wondering if the turnoff was because it was like in like foreign places that people didn't know, and like I'm wondering if bringing it to America will bring it more mainstream.
It's a good chance.
You know,
yeah,
bring the series more mainstream.
I'm sure they thought about that, like when they were developing internally. They're like, okay, what tested well with audiences? All companies do this now. They
focus
test with
testing,
audiences,
sure.
do focus testing, see what people align with, and they probably did that here.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, like, I can't remember Far Cry 3 like a ton. I played it a lot. I played 4 a lot more. But in my mind, they kind of meshed together. I can't remember which one was which most of the time. Like, the setting was very similar.
3 and 4.
Yeah. 3 and 4. Yeah. Primal,
You're a spoiled kid in 3.
everything's yellow. So, even though it's the same map from 4. But, but it's like, I think this is gonna be a very different. Like you think of Far Cry, you think jungly. You know, I think
3 was really cool with that aspect. Like
3 was great.
I've said this
3 is
before, but
a good
like
game.
what I love doing in these games, like I liberate all the towns, and I'm like, all right, I've basically saved the world. Like all the bad guys are gone.
Yeah.
All the little towns are safe, so everybody can live their peaceful life. I've beaten the game.
You've done your job.
Yeah, I've done my job.
You're
And I did
welcome,
that,
residents.
right out from the beginning, and then. After that, I don't really care about beating the final boss or anything. Because, like, the narrative in 3, you're a spoiled rich kid, and I'm like, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers Voss. Nobody remembers, what was his name? Brody? Or,
Spoiled rich kid.
I don't even remember.
Broseph.
Yeah. I want to upgrade some wallets. Like that's the thing is like wildlife. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be. I
want to upgrade some wallets.
That's the whole
IGN.com.
point. Is like you're just
Box quoting,
upgrading wallets and upgrading stuff. Like I remember Horizon. Like I played Horizon for like 2 hours. I played the story, and then I just like upgraded everything. And that's what I do in Far Cry as well. I'm just like looking for boars.
You're like you're a farmer. You're like a gold farmer.
I'm just like,
in World of Warcraft.
I played the game 20 hours. I'm on the 3rd quest but I can carry so many arrows.
Yes, you're unstoppable.
And then when I finish the game, it's like, this game's so easy.
Yeah, some people, that's how I like to play it. More power to you, my friend.
I hope there's a bow and arrow.
Yeah, that would be good.
It's my favorite.
I mean, every Far Cry has had a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because you get double the skins or whatever. Because it's like you could shoot a boar down, you get like 1 boar skin. But if you shoot it with a bow and arrow, the logic is it's harder, but you are able to retrieve more because you're not like poor rabbit.
And then the other
There's like a little piece of pelt left afterwards.
The other notable thing with Far Cry 5, the release date. It is announced, so we'll see if this holds or if it ends up delayed. But
February, right?
Pencil in your calendar, February 27th, 2018. So the very end of February in 2018. That's still only that's what 8-9 months from now. It's not that long of a wait from announcement to scheduled release.
February it's literally becoming my favorite time of the year. It's like February, March. Because like it seems like all the games I want to play, that's when those are coming out.
You know why, right? Because the fall, the Q4 is franchise town.
Yeah,
exactly. If you don't have a franchise, you need to get the heck out of the way. Otherwise, you're going to get rolled.
Yeah.
And that's what Q1, February, March, April, maybe even a little bit of May. But yeah, like that Q1, early Q2 timeframe has become now is like, you got a big game that's a new IP.
Yeah.
This is the time to put it out. And so I know Zelda, but yeah, you're talking about Horizon. There have been a lot of really good examples of cool new IPs.
If no other game
Bloodborne.
came out for the rest of the year, like this would still be one of the great years in gaming. Like so many good games have come out this year already.
Yes,
We're about to
absolutely.
get so many more. So I'm actually glad a few of these are kind of slipping. Red Dead slipped, and like I'm actually okay with that because with how much we already have this year, I'm worried about what fall would look like.
Destiny 2, Call of Duty, World War II,
Battlefront,
Star Wars Battlefront 2,
so
probably Crackdown 3, almost certainly Forza Motorsport 7.
Yeah,
Cuphead definitely.
God, I hope so. Oh, Cuphead. If Cuphead is at another E3, and it's not like here it's out now.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna freak out or anything, but it's just like it's time for
one of my predictions and I'll just say it because I'm probably not going to be on next week's episode. My prediction is going to be that Cuphead is going to get a playable demo at E3 to down. Like they're going to be like, here's when Cuphead's coming out, and it's going to be this fall,
right?
And they're going to say, but you can play it right now as a demo.
I like that. I hope your prediction comes true. We'll track that next week. We'll give you a point if that comes to fruition.
Half a point. No, I'm just kidding.
Half a point if I only get one of them right.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Cuphead comes out, but no demo. So
speaking of games coming out, let's talk about what is out this week. Mark, Marketplace Report, what can we spend our money on?
Let's do this. Retail, we got Tekken 7. That comes out, today, right?
I think it might be Friday.
Is it Friday?
Might be right.
Yeah.
I think the embargo.
But it's this week.
It's definitely this week. I also have no idea when this episode comes out, so to say today, this could be Thursday.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
No idea.
Go get it.
So we're gonna move on. Digital. That was it for retail. Sorry, GameStop. Digital. Friday the 13th, the game.
Forgot to write down the price. I think this is $40.
I think that sounds right. A lot of people are loving this game, having a ton of fun with it. It's early, but there's been some bugs, but people are having a good time.
There's a few server issues as well for the console versions of the game.
Now, we've done whole segments fairly recently on how 4v1 totally popped. Isn't this a 4v1 game?
It's actually it could be like a 7v1.
Okay, then there. So we're still 4v1 still dead.
Yeah.
Well, 7v1 is the new hotness.
This one takes a little bit still like an Evolve, because everyone when they think of this game they think of Evolve,
right?
I think, and it's like Evolve literally was 7v1. I wouldn't consider Far Cry. I wouldn't consider it.
Wait, what? No, Evolve was 4v1.
That's what I said.
You said 7.
Oh, I was saying I don't. Okay, my bad.
All right.
Evolve 4v1.
Yes.
I don't think Friday the 13th would be considered 7v1 because Jason is definitely out to get the counselors.
Yeah.
But they're not out to get him. They're just escaping.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair point.
So they're not really versus
That's
him.
a fair
They're
point.
just trying to get away from him.
Yeah.
So, and I think that might,
it's
might
really
be a
fun.
hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hook, phrasing. Can he bury a hook into these kids in the game?
Who knows? Probably.
Probably.
Mark's like,
I mean, we posted video after video of just gruesome kills.
And I'm the one that posted some of those
Yeah.
videos. I still have no idea. But he can teleport, and that's cool. Tokyo 42.
This is supposed to be real good. I know Marty likes this game a lot. I saw Dan Stapleton playing it at his desk.
Like what do they call it when it's like that Diablo camera? What do they call it?
Well, sort of a top-down isometric perspective, but it's like you're on rooftops and it's sort of
it's like assassinations and stuff.
Yeah, it's like sort of a shooter, but I don't know. It had a really neat look to it.
Well, we get a lot of these small games here in the office, and we'll assign them to like our like gameplay editors. And one of them came up to me and he was like, "Hey, Tokyo 42 is like really cool," and I was like, "Awesome, never heard of it."
Yeah, keep your eye on that one. It's $20.
Dragon Bros.
I believe they mean brothers, but yes.
Okay. I was like, "What?"
Maybe they do mean bros. I don't know.
Get bros. That's definitely a thing. Victor Vran for $20. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on. Locke's Quest for $20.
I hate it.
Locke from Halo 5. He's got his own quest.
Anytime that word has been destroyed forever for Destin because of Halo 5 and because of Nightfall is part of that problem as well.
They said no Halo 6 news, but Halo news. Is this it? Locke's Quest? Let's see.
It's a quest of redemption.
Oh, boy.
Make me like Locke. That's a challenge for you, Microsoft.
Starballs. Starballs.
So we
Why did you make me read this?
Almost every show about how
one of these are a prank
how
name.
bad,
That's which one.
how terrible most of the names are for the ID at Xbox games. But Starballs, that's just like, yes, I will.
They went for it.
You stop and you're gonna look like, okay, what's Starballs? I want to know what Starballs.
And it's only $5.
Also,
For $5, you should check it out.
yeah,
Probably.
that's only $2.50 a ball, or less if there's more than two.
I'm so done with
Also, don't you play a game called Balls?
Yeah, but that's with a Z. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's fine.
Yeah. That game's awesome. Let's see. Crossout, and it's free to play.
Mm.
That means it costs no money.
Not up front.
No, except for
Just later.
microtransactions. Yeah. Probably. I have no idea what it is. Spell Spire.
Speaking of awful game names.
Okay. And then, oh, this one's got to be fake. Walking Dead: A New Frontier, episode 5.
Yeah, the end of the season. I got to get
end of
caught
the
up.
season already.
Well,
Jesus.
but after we had to wait 3 months between, remember they put episode 1 and 2
read out immediately, right?
and then it was a 3-month wait. And
Oh, okay.
So I need to do 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did
there
the
you
first
go.
2. Jump in.
They are there.
Excellent. How about on the marketplace? Anything going on over there?
Tons, Ryan.
Excellent. Please tell me more. Do you have a
Okay.
newsletter I can subscribe to?
No, but I have a video you can watch. Let's see. June games with gold. So this is where the games are free. We should mention Game Pass here. Game Pass came
Yes,
out.
your favorite thing ever.
Game Pass is really cool.
No, it is.
It's a good value.
Yeah. Something else we never talked about in the video. So quick catch up. Game Pass is you pay $10 a month. Right now, it's actually you get a 14-day
Yes,
free trial
if you're a gold
If
member,
you have
yeah.
gold member, Austin Powers. And,
I like gold.
But something else I didn't know. So I actually activated my Game Pass subscription the other day to download like Mad Max and Halo 5. You also get really good discounts on those games. So like,
Yes, that is true.
if you go to like Halo 5, for example,
Isn't it like 20% or something?
it was
Or
like
does it vary game by game?
I don't know, but I just know that the discounts are there. like
right.
Halo 5 is, so I was confused at first because it was like Halo 5 is let's say $29.99,
Right.
but then it said Game Pass price $14.99. I was like, wait, does Game Pass just make the games cheaper? Did I just make this whole video and it was a lie? No, you can still download it for free, but because you have Game Pass, you get like a really good discount.
And if you're wondering, well, why would I buy it if it's on Game Pass? Because they are going to be cycling out some games from month to month. So if if it's one that you
Probably
think,
not Halo 5.
Hey, I've been playing this. Yeah, exactly. Probably not Halo 5. But if it's a game that you play for as part of your subscription on Game Pass, and you think, well, I don't know if this is going to get, or maybe, who knows, maybe they'll announce.
If you start playing a game like Mad Max, which could be 60, 70 hours, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. I'm wondering if they're going to send out like they do for Netflix.
I was just
where it's
going to
like,
bring
hey,
that up.
This is what's leaving.
Yeah.
This is what's coming, and you can be like,
Hopefully-
oh, let me hurry up and buy it then.
Hopefully Microsoft will do that. I mean,
I
it would
hope
be
so.
it would be not
For
it
something
would be
that's so
unkind to not do that.
yeah,
Head
for something
over-
that's so pro-consumer,
Yeah.
that would be very anti-consumer to not let people know.
Better way to put it.
I'm sure they're going to do it. If they don't, head on over to IGN.com/wikis for more.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
No, it totally happened. Me and my wife were watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've never seen it. And we got to season 2. And then all of a sudden we like sat down on the couch and just wasn't there anymore. Because Netflix
wow.
took it off. And it's like, obviously I could have known that, but like it was just not there anymore. And that could happen here. You could get halfway through Halo 5 and it's just gone. So keep a lookout for that. But anyways, June games with gold.
Yeah.
We got Speedrunner. That's all of June.
Okay.
1st to the 30th. It's like a side scroller. It looks pretty cool.
4-player co-op, yeah.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. That is June 16th to July 15th. This is the first Watch Dogs.
Indie game.
It's
A little startup
little startup, Ubisoft.
called Ubi Soft Montreal.
I think Watch Dogs 1 is really cool. So for free, just play it. Assassin's Creed 3, that's the first half of June. And then Dragon Age Origins, which is the last half of June.
Good stuff.
Phantom Dust DLC,
Yeah.
June 1st to 30th also.
You're right. It does say that on the next page.
Excellent.
Yep,
Well,
there
plenty
you
of
go.
things to get for your gold membership or potentially spend money on.
I've been hearing it thrown around that it's not a great time to be an Xbox gamer as far as like exclusives and stuff, but like there are so many free or cheap ways to get games.
That is true.
Through Xbox.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I said it 5 minutes ago. Games Pass is really, really cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, you got to at least cash in that free trial.
Yeah.
If you're an Xbox Live Gold member.
$10. That's so cool. Sorry.
Play a game you haven't played.
I'm playing Mad Max. I've never played
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, I guess so it's the equivalent of buying two new games per year.
Well, the thing is if you're like, if I want Halo 5 and you're going to buy it digitally, if it's $10 off on Game Pass, you might as well just pay for Game Pass, and then you're still going to pay full price but then you got Game Pass for the month. You know, it's really cool.
That's true. It's a good point.
Good stuff.
All right. Gentlemen, it is time to test your knowledge Unlock block
I
trivia.
know this one.
Good, because no Marty, no
Both
Alana.
of them are gone.
Both of them are gone. Destin, you are in front for 2017 in the quest for the new trophy, the 2017 trophy. Chance to go for the three-peat for you. You've got...
Did you just flip Destin off? Okay. We'll see what the camera shows.
the camera doesn't lie. So you have 7 points for the year. Alana at 6, Marty at 5.
How many points do I have?
1. You're on the board.
Yeah.
You're on the board.
You could win with the way we've been going.
That's true. So, gentlemen, I confess, by the way, I want to say I didn't know the answer to this one, which is, so Alana is going to be real mad because she would absolutely know this because she loves Dishonored. It's a Dishonored question, and dang it, I forgot to write down who this is from, so I apologize for failing on the shout-out here.
Mystery person.
But yes, one of our listeners asks, which cast member from Game of Thrones voiced Callista Curnow in the original Dishonored? Was it Lena Headey? It's Headley, actually, a.k.a. Cersei Lannister.
Dishonored is spelled the Canadian way.
Well, the non-USA way.
Yeah.
It's like basically everywhere but
every other way.
Sophie Turner, who plays Sansa Stark, Maisie Williams, a.k.a. Arya Stark, or Emilia Clarke, a.k.a. Daenerys Targaryen. Do either of you know Dishonored 1 well enough to who voiced Callista Curnow, or you got a 1 in 4 shot to just guess?
I picked mine. I think I know who it is. So
Okay.
I guess. So this is just solely on the fact that before Game of Thrones, she was in a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go with Cersei Lannister. Lena Headey.
Destin?
I'm also going with Lena Headey.
Excellent.
Because,
Because?
she's been in a bunch of stuff.
All right. Well, you're both right.
Yeah.
So good job.
We did it.
Destin capitalizing.
Take that,
Yes.
Alana and Marty.
And Mark with 2 points.
Good job
You could
getting
say
cable,
you could
Alana.
say you could say I doubled my points, Ryan.
Maybe she can watch
did.
Game of
From 1 to
Thrones when they hook up her internet.
That's true. Yes.
Oh, I was
Absolutely.
just like sitting at home the other day, and I told my wife, I was like, Amanda, I want Game of Thrones. I want it so bad.
Almost here.
We're making like all these videos, and I'm just like, I just want it. Does you? I know you do. You watch Game of Thrones?
I do religiously. Yeah, I can't.
I'm just glad it's
can't risk
not
the spoilers.
premiering during E3 this year. Last year I watched
Well-
the premiere on my phone in my hotel.
Was it? It was the premiere.
It may not have been
No,
the
it's the
premiere.
finale.
That's that's the thing. In
No,
years,
it definitely wasn't the finale. The finale we watched here in our little movie theater.
in
It
years
was
past,
awesome.
that's been the finale.
It was
has
like
happened during
the second
E3.
to last before the finale.
Second,
or
okay,
something.
yeah. It's always
Every episode
which
from
is
last season was
effectively
amazing. So.
the second to last episode of Game of Thrones practically is the finale because that's usually where all the big stuff happens.
That's true. That's true.
All right, if you would like to test the minds of the panel with your Xbox trivia, send your question, include 4 multiple choice answers. Please note the correct answer in your email, and email that to unlocked@ign.com. Let's hit the road, gentlemen. It's very late. It's crazy busy E3 prep time.
Yep.
I got to get some lunch.
Me too.
It's been that kind of day. Mark Medina, what are you working on? Where can we follow you?
Let's see. I just put up a ton of Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood content, so you can find that all on the site and on the YouTube.
That's that you're just twisting the knife for Xbox fans.
Sorry.
Because
Oh,
that's a game that Xbox fans have been wanting to see come to the platform, and
Well, those videos are there. And
Play
then
it on PC.
Another cool feature that's going up either today or tomorrow. Again, I don't know when this goes up, so it's probably up by the time you're watching this. Is 11 really cool games you may have missed for the month of May.
Oh, nice.
Focused on smaller indie games. So you're
Great.
going to see Prey because you didn't miss.
so it's
Prey.
like Tokyo 42.
You're
in
gonna
there?
miss Tokyo 42.
Yeah.
You missed Old Man's Journey. You missed Thumper.
Oh
coming
yeah,
out
I
on
wanted
the
to check
Switch.
Old Man's Journey. I wanted to check that out. That was
game
really
was
good.
awesome. So it's just smaller games like that. I'm like, this is really cool.
That's a good idea.
I love indie games. So,
Excellent. Where can we follow you on Twitter?
at Mark_Medina.
Excellent. Destin?
Still at Destin Legary on Twitter. I'm planning E3, so I'm still working on that.
You twitching, bro?
Yeah, twitch.tv/the Destin channel. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 8. But let's be real, I've been streaming like every day. I am hooked on Destiny still. And PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
What a game.
I cannot stop playing that game every night, man.
I did the same
really
thing.
want
I was like, I'll pick it up. And I was addicted for like a week.
All right, so I played, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I need to go to bed.
All right, good stuff. You can find me on Twitter at DMC_Ryan. The next Unfiltered starts next week. And yeah, next week we'll do our prediction show, and I think we have a meet and greet thing on Saturday night, I believe.
Oh, at E3?
So we'll make sure to get you details for that on next week's show, so that if you happen to be attending E3 or in the Los Angeles area and you'd like to come say hello and hang out with us, we'll get you the information to do that. So for Mark Medina, always good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Justin Legary, so glad your optometrist appointment got you here in time.
Yeah, it went great.
Turns out he was blind this whole episode.
And yet he got the trivia question right.
I'm wearing new contacts right now. They feel great.
Nice. Excellent. I'm Ryan McCaffrey. This was Unlocked 298, and we'll see you next week before we head off to E3.